Hola, amigos míos. I'm back from Spain, and that means I'm back in StoneBlock. Now, um, last episode I treated you to what I thought I could accomplish in half an hour. Turns out I probably could have if I had any idea what I was doing, which I didn't. So, this episode we're gonna take a little more time and we're gonna fix all of this so that we actually have fully working collection of all the seeds and we can actually funnel them into our roosts, ideally with sorting, but we'll have to see how much time I got today because it is evening already and I do want to get to bed at some point. And if my latest few episodes were anything to go by, it might take me 2 or 3 hours to get all of this working and together, so I'm not promising anything. Now, there are two important things to start this off. First important thing is I'm gonna collect all of that and build a test setup somewhere over here, so I can see that without ruining too much of my plants, and also so I can be just a bit more free in how, where, and what I work. And the second thing is that Max is also not joining us today, but he will be back on Friday's episode, and he'll give you a bit of an overview over why he has been missing for so long. But we decided that it's best for him to state that himself, so you can await him. You can expect him to be back on Friday's video. As of now, I'm just gonna kind of build an easy test setup right here, and what I'm gonna do is two things. So first of all, I'm gonna go build this, and I'm gonna have this on the bottom. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. I just hope that it might help us see a little bit what's going on, and maybe we can have a bit more of a clue. So I'm gonna just kind of try to put all of that a bit together, and once I have an idea of what's going on, I'm gonna come back to you and explain it a little bit. So it seems that I do need the mechanical bearing. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just try to see if I can make that with our current world engine. Otherwise, I might have an idea on how to solve this differently, but for now I'm gonna just try to build this. So I need rotational energy, so what I'm gonna try to do is place a water wheel like this and then put some water on top. Now that should give me the rotational energy, which doesn't seem to be working too great. Let me just quickly check the recipe. So I have 2 RPM of speed, I think. Can I see that somewhere? Doesn't seem like it. Anyhow, so it seems that I can't actually do that in any capacity at the moment. So what we're gonna try to do instead, if I can create that, is a rotating shaft. So we're gonna try to do instead is maybe create gantry shafts, and if I ponder that, you can see we can make a machine that runs along this. So the idea would be that we create the harvesters that run along this line, and then from there we would hope to be able to harvest that like this. So right, what I will need for that is identify doesn't. Okay, so the gantry shafts and a gantry carriage. Let's see if we can make all of the things I need for the gantry, or if we have a problem there as well. The gantry carriage, yes, that's easy. That's a cogwheel and the side casing crimson slab, so we can easily make that. So I'm gonna just leave that water wheel. It shouldn't be in the way, and maybe we'll need it at some point. So I'm gonna try to, instead of what I have down there now, try to create this, and hopefully from there I can try to then make a working farm design. Let's see if I'm right on that. I'm just gonna go try some designs and hope that one of them does what I would like it to do. So it looks like I'm gonna be right, at least about the time it'll take me to finish this episode, because it's been an hour already. And all I've managed to do is I have managed to achieve basically what I wanted. So I do have this moving thingy. So I'm gonna basically probably slap these on here, just going out, and have this on one side of all of that. Now the issue is that is a pretty big setup, especially compared to what I had before, which is basically really small and easy to hide away up top. So I'm gonna have to find a way to kind of make this smaller. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it so small that I don't have to adjust the spacing. What is this? What is flimmering here? Anyhow, I'm probably gonna have to adjust the spacing anyway. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna manage that to make that look nice and everything. And also, I think I'm gonna have to move at least part of the mechanism, like the water wheel, further up, which is also something I'm gonna have a look at how I'm gonna do that. So the mechanism isn't quite done, but I have it moving back and forth now. So basically when it hits that, it activates that, which moves that redstone block, which changes the direction in here, which then makes it move back, and this moves it back. Now, there might be 1,000 simpler solutions, and if you guys have any, please let me know, because I'm not quite happy about the lag aspect and also the noise aspect that is gonna create in that farm, but it is the best I could do with my limited knowledge about Create. And what I'm gonna try to do now is make all of that smaller and more compact, so that I may only need one more block in, ideally one on just 2 directions of each field, and have it all work rather nicely. I don't think it should be too hard. I'm gonna have to take a look at how I'm gonna collect it, collect the seeds that I harvest, and I'm gonna have a look if I need to have this double-sided. But that's something I can only test once I implement it. So I'm gonna finish the design, and then I'm gonna implement it for the tier 1 seeds. And once I have done that, we can kind of test run it. Actually, I'm probably gonna implement it for the tier 2 seeds, because the tier 1 seeds might have to move if I recognize that I need more space. The tier 2 seeds are the only ones that literally cannot move, because moving them in any direction would completely mess up all of the grid. So I'm gonna have to see how I'm gonna get on with that. Okay, we got it working, mostly. So it's not quite done yet, but it is going, and it is harvesting. And I should be able to... It's actually gonna ruin the last steps, maybe. For now, I just have a lever on here. I need to figure out how to get a redstone signal there. There is wireless technology for that. But for now, let's keep it turning around, so it doesn't break when it hits the last row. And I'm expecting it not to collect anything. I haven't built any collection yet. I'm still debating whether or not I want to make this with Create technology or something else. So there is a lot more to look into here. And actually that's stupid, because it is gonna break the last row. because it's gonna get stuck again. But it's also completely fine, it seems, because it has started growing again and it can go over those no problem. Yeah, so that's where it breaks again. That's perfectly fine, because once it's automated the back and forth, it won't, the machine won't actually stop and won't break any blocks. I just have to chain all of that up and find the best solution to do that, which is going to be the more difficult thing to do. I'll probably have to clean it up a little bit, but all I've got right now is this water wheel up here being driven by the water source, which is cranking this shaft, which is then moving this chain drive, which is just going to go down here into the gear shift, where we can then toggle the direction of the entire machine. And then we have the harvesters just going in a line here, which is completely just the simplest solution now. And they automatically harvest when they roll forward. I don't know if they harvest on the way back, but it doesn't really matter because of the speed of the machine. So it would have to go probably back and here twice before everything sensibly has time to regrow. Or I could, you know, stand here, which is something I can probably do while the machine is running. That I just stand next to it if I need a specific seed a lot. So that should be completely fine. And then I'm gonna just try to get a wireless redstone signal up there, which is gonna be the most interesting part of all of this. Because I have no idea how to do that. Wireless antenna. What does that do? So that's gonna be the interesting part, how I can now get redstone wirelessly up there. But I'm very assuming redstone wire connector. Maybe I can create some kind of wire that doesn't actually require me to place blocks up to there, but rather... So that's basically the thing that I need to figure out now, is how I can toggle that up there, because I can't really move it except if I were to take... Actually, I could do that. I could put all of this in a level below me, so I would come up from the bottom, which would allow me to go up to here with chain drives, then go into the gear shift, then come up from with other chain drives, and then go into here, which would put all of this below here. Then I just need to basically see if I can extract a redstone signal from the bottom of these, which I should be able to just do. So I could have it like that. Actually, I would have to shorten that by 1. So then I could have my pistons in here with the redstone block, which would then... Okay, that was the hammer. That wasn't the smartest of decisions. But I could go like that and have the redstone block here, and then have from here a redstone a redstone dust that comes out here, goes downstairs one more. Let's see, and then comes in here. So I need to be careful to not bump into that. But I need to also access it from both sides, so I need to come up with the chain drive from here. So that would be where I put the manipulator, so the gear shift. So this would go here, and then I'd have to orient it correctly, of course. And then I come from the right side with my shaft, and then on this side I would come from down here, which of course would make all of this a little tighter, but actually I don't know if I care all that much. And then I would basically take these and come from the bottom, so like this, and then I just come up like so. And then I could try to remove this block so I could actually... No, actually, yeah. So I could move all of that in by one. So if I were to place that redstone signal there and the gear shift here, so like this, and then the chain drives like this. Now I just need to get out of this hole. Chain drive like this, like that. Now I'd have to, of course, unsticky that. So I'd have to basically now stick this, all of this together without sticking that, so like this. And then I'd have to stick this, so this would leave that empty. Then I need more chain drives, need to put the water wheel down there. Let's try that, yeah, that should be good. And we're moving. So I've placed the water wheel down here, powered it. It goes in here, it goes through here, which is currently powered, so it's moving this direction. Goes up here, goes into here. So this is a bit of an eyesore, but it's fine, I guess. And it'll look better if we have it across all the fields. I haven't had to move anything yet, so I'll probably make this mirrored so it's on the outside. So the middle row stays free, and we should see it deactivate itself now. Hopefully. Yes, perfect. Well, while it is switching directions, it's losing itself. So this will need a complete redesign. So it needs to either move without the behind blocks and move one further in each direction, or it needs to be... Oh, this is... Well, I could eliminate the side walkway. No, this is really annoying. Okay, so it only gets it in one direction anyway. So that's also good to know, that these only work in one direction. But I have actually about 0 ideas how I can make this without needing to significantly expand the footprint. And also for some reason... Oh no, these are not fully grown. That's why it doesn't get them. That's fine then. It feels like it's working, but then it isn't. I mean, I could try to... No, these need to be placed like that. I don't think I can place them behind. But each time the gantry changes direction, it basically blocks that, which means I lose a lot of real estate. So I can either be fine with that, which I'm gonna be for now, or change the entire layout, which I'm probably gonna do in the long term. But for now, let's try to place some absorption hoppers. So these have a 7x7 pickup. So if I were to place one here, one here, one here, and one here, they should be covering the entire field. And then if I am to take these past that, I'm not going to feed them into the roost yet, but I'm gonna collect them together and just funnel all of that into this crystal barrel for now, which we should see filling up in a second when these harvest the first seeds. So it's okay, so it only breaks them on first contact, not afterwards. Okay, but I don't see items dropping, or do I? Are these items floating in there? So they are not getting in here yet. They seem to be shoved along, so that's not 7, is it? No. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to the top. But they still don't seem to be collect. Do they collect anything? Oh! I need to enable them. Show area. Yeah, so if... Okay, so this one doesn't go down enough. So if I put these off, it's only gonna collect down but in that area. And now I can... Okay, so that's the wrong direction. So that should include that in the pickup range. So let's see what happens if we get this moving to the front, if that now gets picked up into the hopper and then moved into here. So this has picked up a lot of things now, so that works. And I think that I need, yeah, I'll probably need exactly 4. Except if I just say, okay, it's fine that these are smaller, then I could get off with 2 of those on each field, which also wouldn't be that bad of a thing. So if I were to now throw that, yeah, that gets into here. But it doesn't get picked up, which might mean that I need to adjust that is picking things up. That's color. Item fluid and none. So I can't seem to get that out of there for now, which means I probably have the wrong pipes. Mob grinding utilities, all the wrong hoppers. Maybe I can find some other. So here I only have that absorption hopper. Can be configured to push out on any side. So I might need to set the push out, but how do I... Which direction is this? So that's the wrong button. That's the one. Oh, that is a lot of information. So that is north that I'm trying to push out. If I now say... Okay, if I put that to north, it seems to put that out into the pipe. Does it put that out into the pipe? Oh yeah, but it's now just... They're now sending it in a circle instead of sending it down here. So I need to... Wait, do I need to not activate that then? Because the area is not... That's just the output. Okay. So if that's just the output, I just need to find out how I keep those from only swapping items with each other. Because that's not going to be any productive. How do I do that? I should be... Oh, that's the wrong wrench. Okay, so that's not going to do anything. That's setting color. Push. Okay, so that's push. So that shouldn't be able to accept items now. Okay, so I need to set these to pull. Then I would need to set these to pull as well, of course. Which also means I don't have to configure them at all. Okay, so if I set them to pull, that works. And then they collect down here. That is exactly what I want. Yes. Okay, so I have a working system in place. And now I basically only need to figure out how to make it pretty and link it up in a way that sorts all the seeds and then push it into here. That is probably the biggest project we've done yet. But also, once that is done, it should make everything else go a lot faster, smoother, and easier. Hopefully. Or not. So, the big questions are, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make that easy for ourselves, because we're gonna make today another short one, because we have figured out all the basics. And what we're gonna do is next episode, when Max is back, we're gonna ask him his opinion. And then we're gonna figure out how to actually stopple that all together. So we can either stick with the small area, which we can expand in any way. Actually, I just had an interesting thought. I don't know if that is in any way limited, but we could probably go ahead and make just one machine that traverses, or two machines that traverse all the fields just front to back, and then we can have two here for the machine to stop over there and two there. And then we make the machine a little faster, so it, because if we swap the water wheel for a small water wheel, we double the speed at which the machine is moving. That's gonna be it. But that's not gonna happen today anymore, because I mentioned to you guys it's evening and I want to go to bed, and it is actually getting rather late. I've been working on this for over 2 hours again. Since this was my first contact with the Create mod, everything took me a lot longer to figure out than I am proud to admit, but it is working, and we can very likely just expand the design over the entire length, make it a bit quicker, or we can also decide that we always want to do two, which is also fine, because I think with the growth speed we have here, always putting two together might actually be very sensible. So we have front to back, two here, two here, two here. And then we have to decide tier 9 might then be just one machine on its own that maybe goes sideways or something. We'll have to see optically, because I also haven't built the tier 9 field yet, which I just noticed. But we should be fine with that. So we're gonna make this a short one. We're gonna make that next episode, because I really want to get to bed. All I am gonna do now is get a few more potatoes, because I've actually noticed that I'm running low on food. So let's collect that. And also my inventory is really full with a lot of stuff that I don't know if I need. Absolutely. So I need to clean that out as well a little bit. And then with that we can go upstairs, throw the potatoes in the furnace, and sort my inventory out until next episode. Actually, I've lost my potatoes. I just harvested. Okay, that was a bit more than I was expecting. I'm just gonna throw these in here, throw these in here, and throw these in here. That should be fine for now. That's not gonna be enough coal, but that's also not really consequential right now, because I have enough. Okay, guys, so we got really far today. Not much to see, but a lot of the thought process that needed to happen has happened. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this, even though it was probably a bit of a disjointed one and a short one. I hope you have a great day, evening, or night, depending on whenever you are watching this. And I'll see you guys in the next one together with Max. Bye.